Hi dear student, this is Sanal from Heal Bodhi classes. Welcome back to AS Level CAIE 9702 series. So what we will do now is, like the last session, I will upload the PDF of these questions. So you can download those PDF and try to solve it by yourself first. Then only you will come to watch the solution part of it. Okay. Then you will identify your mistakes. So we have already learned base quantities, derived quantities, and its units. So you know how to deal with those topics. Then principle of homogeneity, uncertainty, how to calculate the errors, how to represent a physical quantity, vectors, all the topics we have learned already. I suggest you to revise those topics again, then do the worksheet. Okay. So if you're ready, then we are going to start the first question of this practice paper. Okay, read the question. A paperback book contains 210 sheets of paper, pages, and its thickness is measured with a ruler as shown in the figure. Look at this one. Figure, you're using a ruler and you're measuring the thickness. Okay. What is the average thickness of one sheet of paper in the book? You need to find out the thickness of one sheet. Okay. Let's check the measurement. So if you can see that it is not starting from 0, it is starting from 0.9, right? 0.9 centimeter. Then it is measuring up to 3.6, correct? So this is the thickness of 210 sheets of paper. So number of sheet is, you can take it as n is equal to 210. Okay, total 210 number of sheets are there. You need to find the thickness of one sheet. So total measurement you can get, it is starting from 0.9 to 3.6, right? 0.9 to 3.6. So the answers all are given in measurement mm. So it will be 9 to 36 mm, correct? 9 to 36 mm. So what will be the actual measurement now? 36 mm minus this one. This one you need to reduce, right? So 36 minus 9, which is equal to 27 mm. Correct? So you got a thickness 27 mm. This is for 210 sheets. So what is the thickness? 27 divided by 210, right? So thickness of one sheet will be 27 upon 210. You check that in your calculator, you will get, it will be 0.128, which is equal to 0.13 mm. Your answer C is correct. Okay, next question. Which list consists only of scalar quantities? Only scalar quantities you need to check. These type of question, you need to check all the options. First you eliminate the wrong one, then finally you conclude your answer. Okay. Even you know that also, you check all the options. First one, acceleration, displacement, force, weight, all are vector quantities. So you cannot choose this option. So this is wrong. Density, scalar, right? There is no direction. Mass per unit volume. Energy, work and energy, a scalar quantity. Frequency, number of oscillations per second, right? Per second, it doesn't have any direction. So this is also a scalar quantity, but velocity with the direction, right? Speed with the direction is velocity. So this is a vector quantity. So this list is also not possible. Now you check next one. Distance is scalar. Pressure is scalar. Temperature, scalar. Time, scalar. All are scalar. Then you know that this will be the option, but you need to check the next option also. Okay. Momentum vector quantity. Power, work per unit time. So it is scalar. Volume scalar. Wavelength scalar. So this is the only. So option C is correct. We'll go to the next question. Third question. The mobility mu of electron traveling through a metal conductor can be calculated using the equation. They have given the equation. Mu is equal to E over m multiplied by tau. Okay, where E is the charge of an electron and m is its mass. The average time between the collision of an electron with its atom in the metal is tau. So this one is what? Average time between. So tau is time. So you need to find what are the SI base unit of mu. SI base unit you need to find out. So since it is a derived quantity, right? Mu is not a base quantity. So derived quantity you can find out. What is the unit of charge? You know that it's coulomb. Mass per kg. Tau is time into second. So this is the unit, right? Out of that, kg and second are what? SI base unit that you know. But coulomb is not SI base unit, right? So you need to find out. Coulomb means charge. You know the current equation, I is equal to Q over T, right? So Q is equal to I multiplied by T. So now you check, I is ampere multiplied by T is second, right? Ampere second. So your equation will be what? So what is your final answer? Coulomb, you can write it as ampere second multiplied by second. Kg is in the denominator, so it will come to the numerator as minus 1. Kg minus 1. You check this answer, ampere second square kg to the power minus 1. Now you check the options for this one. Ampere kg, second is not there, this is not possible. Ampere second square kg to the power minus 1. Ampere second square kg to the power minus 1. Oh, you got your answer, right? You check this one. This option is not possible because second is only 1. This option you check it. Ampere second to the power minus 2 kg to the power minus 1. Minus 2 is not possible, so this is also not correct. Only one option is correct, so this B will be your answer. So next question. An aircraft heads in the direction at an angle theta east of the north with horizontal velocity relative to the air is 800 km per hour. Look at this one. This velocity is given in this direction. This is a relative velocity, okay? This is the relative velocity, 800 km per hour. It is shown at an angle theta. With the north is given, angle is given, that's okay. From east to west, it is moving as shown in the figure. It is not to scale, so graphically you cannot find out this one. You need to calculate it. Now, the direction of the resultant velocity of aircraft along the north one. So the resultant velocity of the aircraft is in the direction due north, okay? It is the resultant velocity will be due north. What is the angle theta and what is the magnitude of the resultant velocity? So you need to find out theta and magnitude of the resultant velocity. Magnitude of the resultant velocity is in the north, due north, right? It is through north. So we will check that, okay? Wind velocity is given here. So wind velocity is given. Look at this. From east to west, 200. So here we use the parallel shifting of vectors, okay? You need to find out the resultant velocity. This is the relative velocity, 800. A 200 velocity is in this direction, east to west. What you will do is, this vector you can parallelly shift without changing the angle in this direction, right? Here, parallelly shift it. Here, you can draw this is 200, right? Now you can use the triangle to find out what is theta. This side is 800. This is hypotenuse, right? Opposite side and hypotenuse is there. What you can find out? You can find out the theta, right? So opposite, what is that? Sine theta is equal to what? Opposite side 200 upon 800. This theta you can find out using this equation, right? So theta will be what? Sine inverse of 200 upon 800. Use your calculator to find out this value. When you put this in your calculator, you're getting the value for theta as 14.47. Okay, 14.47, you can check approximately 14 only. This is 76, right? So you can eliminate these two answer when you find out the theta. So this can't be the answer, right? Now next step, you need to check the resultant velocity between these two, 720 or 820. Resultant velocity, you check. Resultant velocity is in this direction, right? In north direction. So what you required now? Theta, it is adjacent side, right? Adjacent side required means what? Cos theta. Cos theta is equal to what? Adjacent upon hypotenuse. So theta already you got. So cos 14 equal to, adjacent side is what? The resultant velocity, right? Upon 800. So what is the resultant velocity now? So resultant velocity equal to 800 cos 14. You put this in your calculator, what you will get? So when you put this in your calculator, you are getting this value as 776.23. So kilometer per hour. Now you check which one is closer. 776 means 770 is closer. Your answer will be A. This is your answer. This is wrong. Understood? So I am explaining every step such that some students doesn't know how to calculate the angle and the sides from this triangle. So for them, I am explaining it. This is the way to calculate it. Okay. When they give note to scale means you cannot do it graphically by drawing it. So here what principle we have applied? We have applied the parallel shifting of vector. This 200 vector is in this direction. It is given here. You have shifted this to close this triangle here. Head to tail joining, right? Head to tail, then resultant will be the third side, right? I told you. First vector, tail. You join the tail to head. You want to find out the resultant of these two vectors, right? These two vectors you need to find out. What is the procedure? Join head to tail. Then the resultant will be the joining of tail of the first vector to the head of the last vector. So I have explained all this theory in my video, vectors. You can watch that vectors video if you have any doubt in the concept. Okay. The next question, the last question, which quantity is a physical? Why I choose this question means this is a simple concept, but most of the students, because of the carelessness, they miss this question. They have confusion in the option. So to avoid that confusion, what you need to do, physical quantity, you know that physical quantity is anything is measurable and it comes with a unit only. Okay, remember this, it comes with a unit only. So which quantity is a physical quantity? Which of the following quantity is a physical quantity? You need to check the unit. Check this one, option A, atomic number. Atomic number is a number, right? The number of protons in a nucleus. So it is a number only, it doesn't have a unit. So numbers can't be a physical quantity. A number with its unit is a physical quantity, right? I have explained it earlier. So this one is not possible. Efficiency. Efficiency is what? Efficiency in electrical efficiency, mechanical efficiency, a lot of efficiency is there. Efficiency is always a ratio. So useful work upon total work given with the mechanical efficiency if you take. So it is a ratio. Ratios doesn't have any unit, right? So ratio, this option is also not possible. Number density of charge carriers, we will keep that. We will check the last one, strain. Strain is also a ratio. The change in dimension upon original dimension or change in length upon original length, it is also a ratio. So you can't take this one. So the answer is number density of charge to carriers. Okay, number density of charge carrier means number of free electrons per unit volume. Okay, number of free electrons per unit volume. So volume, you know that what is that? 1 by meter cube. So it has a unit. Look at that, meter to the power minus 3. So only quantity with a unit is this one. So this is your answer. So with this question, we have completed module 1 of AS Level Physics 9702 series. So what we have learned in this module is how to handle physical quantities and unit, how to work with scalar and vectors, how to calculate uncertainties, percentage uncertainties and error in a measurement. And most importantly, you have learned how to think while solving the question. Okay, that is the important key. Practice how to think to solve the questions in the examination. So if you can so confidently solve the questions we have done in the structured part and the MCQ part, these questions, if you can solve confidently, means what? Your foundation for physics is strong. Now, your foundation for physics, that means this is the foundation for your course, this module 1. Why? Because we will use these concepts almost everywhere, every chapter, every module. So I strongly recommend that you rewatch uncertainty videos if needed and practice more MCQ questions from the past papers. Focus on understanding, okay, not on memorizing. They won't test your memory. That is why they are giving the formula sheet, okay. They will check your understanding only. So the concept you need to understand properly. From the next video, we will start module 2 kinematics. where we will study motion, graphs, equations of motion, SWOT equation, and exam level problem solving. Okay, step by step, I will teach you. I hope this video was useful to you. So what I'm going to advise you, just finish this module properly, then start the second module. Okay, because if you know that this module is the base of physics, if you know this properly, then you will understand the upcoming lectures easily. You will enjoy learning it. You will love the subject. So see you in the next video, module 2 kinematics. This is Sanal from Heal Bodhi classes. Bye.